Viewers, this is a big escalation and news of it coming through. Sergei Lavrov, the Russian Foreign Affairs Minister, has warned that all military transporters bringing in weapons into Ukraine could be declared military targets. This is the first word we are hearing from Russia regarding perhaps targeting the military influx and imports into Ukraine. And this is, I believe, with regard specifically to the bringing in of S-300 anti-aircraft defense systems. We have Samiksha now joining us from the studio. Samiksha, what has Sergei Lavrov said and what are its implications?
Well, Ankit, the latest that you are getting to know is the big warning that has been issued by Russia's Foreign Minister Lavrov, who says that all transporters that may bring weapons to Ukraine will be declared military targets. Now, remember, just a short while back, we also broke this news of how Russia has declared the Donbas region as no-fly zone. So, a series of announcements and warnings being made there by Russia. Of course, this comes in the backdrop of the military offensive, which continues across Ukraine, which is now in its fourth week. Remember, the situation is absolutely tense in regions, particularly Kiev, Kharkiv, and several others, including Lviv for that matter, where three explosions were reported just a few hours back. In fact, just to give you a glimpse as to the situation that presently is in these major cities, if we talk about Kiev, Kharkiv, which is also the second largest city of Ukraine, a lot of residential places have been targeted where bombardments and airstrikes continue by the Russian troops. And of course, this comes even as the civilians who have been bearing the brunt of all these airstrikes and the bombardments that continue unabated. In fact, what we are told in the latest is that the United Nations has said that more than 3.5 million people have already fled Ukraine to the EU nations in the backdrop of the airstrikes and the bombardments.
Viewers, let's take a look at some more visuals emerging from the war zone, and a news update here first of all. Italy has offered to rebuild the theater that was hit by Russian shelling in Mariupol. 130 civilians have been pulled out from the rubble and the concrete that used to be a drama theater that was hit, and it was worldwide news. It was destroyed in a Russian airstrike. Russia, however, has defied the critics and blamed the destruction on a nationalist battalion of the Ukraine military itself. The western Ukrainian city of Lviv has been hit by a series of explosions in an early morning air raid. International airport in Lviv was also attacked in the shelling. This happens even as Lviv has been a safe haven for hundreds of thousands of displaced Ukrainians. Meanwhile, visuals from Mykolaiv show how a wood-based panel production plant was set ablaze after airstrikes and shelling in the area. Mykolaiv, which is a city near the Black Sea in southern Ukraine, is one of the many cities to have been under constant attack by Russian troops. Ukraine's capital, Kiev, suffered another blow from the Russian forces. A residential district in the Podilsky district was shelled. Rescuers and medics are already on work at the site. The nature and the number of damage to the residential buildings and the number of victims is yet to be ascertained, however. There are also visuals from Kharkiv which show the destruction at a University of Management in the city. The northeastern Ukrainian city of Kharkiv has been under relentless and constant Russian attack since the start of the invasion.